What's going on, everybody? Back in the garage for another video, another vlog. It is Sunday, and why am I wearing a hoodie? Because the temperature has dropped, I think, about 20 degrees since this morning. Not even kidding you. It's in the low 60s. It's too cold if you're gonna come outside in it. Yes. Today we have, where did I put them? I gotta find them. We have the adapters for the headlights for the Mark 5. I have to look for those. I think they're in that box over there. So we can get the LED bulbs that I had for the CC that I never really used. I can get them put on the Mark 5 so she can have brighter headlights. And I think next week, if I'm not doing anything, I'm gonna have to try and take care of this hood. More and more of the paint's just coming off because it did a really crappy paint job when we bought it. And it has some damage here, so I'm gonna try and fix the hood, that way the front end looks normal again. So that's on tap for next week, but for now, headlights, and that's gonna be the mission for, oh, here they are. Got these from Amazon, so they should plug in and be the adapter to hold the headlight in. So let's get started on that project. All right, let's see if this is going to work. Nice, tight fit. Big side to the big side. Boom. So hopefully it's in there. Hopefully this will just go in and turn lock and we'll be good on this end. It's not super snug, not as snug as I would like it, but I mean, it should hold. Well, let's see how that goes. Big side on top. Lock it in place. Bam. So we should be good to go with this. Next thing, check the car out and then take these connectors off. All right, so I'm not going to need these adapters at all. I don't know why I thought I was, because I use these for the Mark 6. This is the adapter right here, so it's pretty much just going to screw in. It's going to send power out to the light into the headlight, so we should be good with just this minimal setup. All we do is, now I'm not sure which one is power positive or ground, so we're going to guess. Obviously if it doesn't work, we'll just switch it around. So just like that. Pretty small and compact setup. This can just fit inside the headlight housing with no problem, and let's get these in. Okay, so unscrew your headlight cover caps, one on each side, and just reach your hand in. You'll find a little lever for the headlight. Just twist counterclockwise and they fall right out. Get this one counterclockwise, pops right out. And I like this, so there's not like a huge modification that needs to take place to your headlights. Actually, none. So if you have any issues with this, you can just pretty much take out this whole assembly, switch a bulb, fix a wire or anything like that. So let's see if we can get this to rotate in. Now, I won't be able to see inside there, so I'm gonna do this pretty much blind. So I'm gonna put you guys down to push the mounting bracket into place. So got my screwdriver. Well, see if I could show you guys what I mean. Once you put it in, this needs to rotate just a little bit, but since it's a little bit loose and it's not staying in pocket, I have to put it in and then get a screwdriver about here where my thumb is and just rotate it and lock it into place. Once it's in there, we should be good. All right, so I got the first one in. Pretty secure actually. Once it clicked in, it just is putting a little bit of pressure on the bulb, so it's staying secure. Now I'm gonna turn the headlights on and see if they turn on. If they don't turn on, I'll just reverse the polarity on this plug here, and then we should have working headlights. All right, so I didn't record it, but the headlights, the bulb just flickered uncontrollably because I'm assuming they need another resistor, and I don't have one here, or I can just, those weren't as advertised and they're not canvas lights. So what I'm gonna do is eventually later, probably next week or the week after, I'll buy the exact canvas lights needed, same ones I got for the Mark 6, put them in the Mark 5 with the same setup that I have, and that will fix that problem. I was just gonna not even show this part, but sometimes, like I like to show you guys, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So that project is on hold for now, but what we can do is start on the audio system in the Mark 6. Like I said, I have this subwoofer here I've been wanting to put in for a while, just haven't had the time really. I have wires and I have the line out control here. So what I'm going to start doing is pulling up the door panels, the side panels like the rocker panels, and start running the power wire to the back. Pick which amp I'm going to use because I'm not 100% sure which one yet. Find a place to mount it and get that part of the install going. So whether you know or not, if you have a newer car or even an older one and you don't want to replace the radio yet, you can use one of these line out converters. It takes your high level speaker signal from like your speaker wire from your radio, brings it in here, converts it to low level, which is your RCAs. That way you can hook up your RCA wires to this end here into your amp, and you can have signal for your amplifier. It has power. This one has power. Yeah, it has a ground, power, and a remote turn on. So once it senses signal going through here, it'll automatically turn on through this wire your amps, because your amps need to turn on wire. And this is a good product to use on like your brand new stuff that have a lot of radio. A lot of cars have all the multi-functions like the heating, seat controls, and all that stuff into the radio. So it's getting harder and harder to just replace a radio in these newer cars. So this is the fix for that. Okay, well, in the GTI now, I have a series of trim removal tools. If this is anything like the CC, this panel here pops off and there should be 4 screws holding the radio in. Take those screws out. They may be Torx. I think they're Torx. I'll pull the radio out, find the wires from my front end, my front left and front right. Speaker wires, tap into those, which I probably should go get first, because I only have, no, I have enough here. Get the taps, tap into the signal, run the RCAs, and then start running the power wire. You just get your tool, pop up. Nice and easy on both. Come on. There we go. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. It's always good to use these trim removal tools instead of a hard screwdriver, because you don't want to scratch or dent your panels. either be a pain to replace. Just slowly work it out. Boom, done. Now, if you have a CC, I learned this before. On the bottom of it, there's the light for the seat, the airbag. If you pull that piece off and you disconnect the light that goes here, you'll get an engine code. You get a check engine code, then you have to take it and get it coded to get it cleared. But if you can do it without just pulling the panel off and then letting it rest. But this one and the Mark 6, we don't have to worry about it. They are torqued. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll pull those out and slide the radio out and splice the wires. All right, so I found the wires that I need to tap into. Brown and green are the left, brown and brown blue. Brown red and brown black are the right side front speakers. So I'm gonna use my taps, tap into those 4 wires, and then we'll have signal for the RCAs. And I'll tap into the power wire to power the line out converter and the ground as well. And then we'll have enough to use power to use the remote turn on from the line out converter. All right, so I have my 4 taps here, 1 for each wire. And these are the wires. I should go grab 2 more for the positive and negative. I might have to go do that because I'm gonna need 2 more. But for now, we're gonna do the power wire. I mean, not the power wire. We're gonna do the speaker wires and get those hooked up in the meantime. All right, the brown green is positive and the brown blue is negative. And that's what we're gonna hook up the positive and negative side to. So get anything, clip here, and I'll show you once I get it on, right before I completely close it, how it works. Okay, so I have the first 2 on, and as you can see, it just clips in and kind of just like minimally strips the wire and pushes the connector through. So all you have to do is get your 2 wires in there, squeeze it with like a vice grip or something, or pliers, and your connection is solid and good to go. Let's do the other 2 wires, and then yeah, we'll get to the power and the ground. So we have all our speaker connections hooked up, power and ground. I put a female connector on the end of the remote, and on the other side of the remote wire I put a male. These will connect in that way for a nice solid bond. Let's see if I can get this with one hand. They go into each other and boom, basically that's it. I'll snap that together in a second. We'll run our green RCAs, which I'm super psyched about, even though this card has nothing green. Later on in the future, I will get another set of these for the green car. You won't be able to really see it, but I just think it's dope to have it. And we're gonna do the remote wire run all the way to the back, also with the power wire. The power wire is also green, so we're gonna start running all that stuff. But we're gonna get the front buttoned up first, and then we'll continue on to the back. Yep. All right, so after an interesting run-in with the kids, one kid running his bike down the neighborhood, I don't even know who he is. He's trying to tell me if I know him, if I remember him, and he's, I don't know, just whatever. This is why you should always watch your kids when they're outside. So the power wire and everything's hooked up in there. For signal, I am now running them down here. It's one T25 screw that holds this panel on. That way you can fish your RCAs down through here. As you can see, mine, you probably can't see it, but there it is right there. Up along the carpet. This part here pops out. I'm gonna run the wires behind that down this trench, all the way down pretty much to underneath the seat, and then back into the hatch area. So I need both hands. So the next clip will be me with this fully completed. Okay, as you can see, my wires are tucked way down in the carpet. all the way back, so there's no chance of them popping out or anybody seeing them. So way down there. Okay, let's get these side panels back on, fish the wire back through to the trunk area or hatch area, and then get ready to run the power wire on the other side. Wires are ran, panels are put back. Perfect condition, can't even tell they were moved. I'm gonna put that panel back and put the radio back in, since technically we are done with that. All we need to do now is run the power wire. I think I have to wait on Christian to bring my torch so I can solder their power wire lugs onto that. But when he gets here, that shouldn't take too long because I have the wire already ran. So yeah, this is moving pretty quick. It's a smaller car, so there's not many panels to take out and replace. I am used to having two panels, like one here and then one there, but Volkswagen has one long one, so it's a little bit more difficult to play with, but not too bad. The clips go back in fairly easy. So I couldn't see anything from the top side, so I decided to come down to the inside, remove this little foam pad that looks like a foot, and I see a grommet right there. So I think this is gonna be where I go through, pull it out. I see some stuff back there. I'm not sure what though. Let's see if I can see this from the, I see light. Okay, so I should be able to come down through here. I'll put a little hole in this and put the wire through here, and that will be our entry spot. Power wire here. I found the hole. It is directly down here, pretty much down straight at an angle. So I should be able to fish the wire through, grab it from the inside, pull through, cut a hole in the grommet, slide the wire through, put the grommet back, and start snaking it all the way down. Same process on the passenger side, removing the panels and hiding the power wire up underneath the carpet. I forgot to put this in yesterday's vlog, but shout out to Brian with the green VR on the J-lines. He gave me a little bit of dragon green paint, although I have some left in my gallon, but he gave me a small one for the little small areas of touch up. The thing is, I'm gonna have to use the one that I have because my paint has green and gold pearl in it, so the cover is like totally different. If you watch the video, you'll see that the colors are totally different. Same base paint, but I added a little, little stuff to it. So maybe I can use that on like the lower bottom pieces of the car where it's not going to be too visible for the eye to see. So the wiring is just about complete. As you can see, power, signal, and remote turn on. I'll pull this out and look for a ground in this area and have to find a place to put the amps. I'm not 100% sure where the amp is going to go, but I do know. Oh, I have to put my spare back in. But with all this space on the side here, with this foam, styrofoam, I'm thinking somewhere in there, if I can get the amp to fit, maybe cut a piece of it out to make the amp fit there. If not, it'll just be on the back of the seat with the box in the way, with a special kind of connector I use in the CC, that if I ever need to pull the box out, it's an easy Molex connector, just a real quick unplug. So let's get that going, looking for the ground and getting that situated. That way when Christian comes, I can just solder the front end real quick and have everything working. Right, I almost completely forgot. I put 2 screws in the radio back in just to hold it, but I almost forgot the remote bass knob for the line out converter. So I have to pull the radio back out, plug this in real quick, and fish it through. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to end up mounting this. Probably, I don't know, here. Wire, bring it all the way down and screw it in here. Maybe, I'm not sure yet. Maybe there's a spot underneath here. I can't screw it in here because I never close this So having this here might be, oh no, it actually works. Yeah, I can screw it in right down here, right above the cup holders. The cup holders down there. The change area and the charging area. Get it in right there, that way it's close to the shifter whenever I want to reach it and turn it down. Okay, so this is a little panel that goes underneath the climate control. Should show you guys. Right down here, I have the wire snake down, and since it's a tight fit that goes all the way to the back, what I'm going to do is make a little notch right here for the remote wire to pass through, and we should be golden. I can snap this back in place, and I'm pretty much done. And then I will double side tape the remote to here, and then waiting for the front hookup. Yeah, waiting for the front hookup. I'll put the box in and pick an amp and do all that stuff in the meantime. See, the notch is there and the wire is through. All the panels are pretty much back in except the front faceplate. Once I screw down the radio, we'll be set to go to put that back in, and then double side tape this right down there. All right, have the included double-sided tape. Probably should use 3M, but I'll just go with this for now. And I just wipe down the area with alcohol. Always wipe down your surfaces with alcohol if you're going to use double-sided tape, as a tip, because you want to make sure there's no grease, nothing. Like if there was ever Armor All, any kind of cleaners on there, it's going to prevent the tape from doing its job. And there she is. She is connected, hooked up. Nice and sturdy, actually. So we're good to go on that front. Gonna go inside, take a quick little lunch break. But not after I put on the front bezel. Alright, with everything back in its place, this just needs to go back on and just snap back in. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Never know what happened. Cool. Go inside, take a break, and come back out and finish. Hopefully it doesn't get too dark or too late. Alright, so after about 30 minutes just watching some YouTube videos and eating pizza inside, came back outside, and I have decided it is too cold to continue. Thank you for that. Too cold to continue with this install, so I'm gonna stop here, stop the video here as well, and I will continue this probably tomorrow. Hopefully the temperature goes back up just a little bit, at least when the sun's back out, because the sun is going down and the temperature is rapidly dropping. So share the page, share the channel with your friends if you want to, and if you haven't yet, subscribe, like some of these videos. It'll help me out a lot, and I will see you guys next time in the garage. Peace.